Welcome to the NCAA Women's Championship presented by Capital One. We get it going from Albany with the Cinderella Buffalo Bulls in their first ever Sweet 16, squaring off with the defending national champion South Carolina Gamecocks. Quadruple header on ESPN today. Albany and Spokane well represented with some hardware, including the 11-time national champion UConn Huskies coming up in just a little bit. Full squad's getting it. Adam Amin, Carol Lawson, Rebecca Lobo, Holly Rowe is somewhere in the building. We'll check in with her in a moment. And we're all here to see arguably the best player in the country, the only three-time SEC Player of the Year. That's Asia Wilson.
Without question, one of the dominant forces in women's college basketball. 6'5", tremendous athlete, highly skilled, and she can make an impact on both ends of the floor. A dynamic scorer. She can pass as well. Dominant defensively, over 3 blocks a game. A player who's averaging over 22 points, 12 boards a game. The offense for South Carolina runs through Asia Wilson.
I can tell you two this from experience. Sleep on anything Buffalo at your own peril, okay? When you look at the normal differential between high major and mid-major, it's size and athleticism. That is not the case this afternoon. Buffalo's legit. Sierra Dillard and the Bulls have game.
It's only about a 285-mile trip from Buffalo's campus to the Times Union Center, and somewhere in the building, where you at, Holly Rowe? Tell us about it.
Well, I'm hanging out with the most fun fans in the building right now. We have everything that Buffalo needs for this game. Their fans sold out their ticket allotment. They made the 4-hour drive, and they are here. We've got babies. We've got brothers. We have got Buffalo. We are ready to play here, and this
Summer Hemphill and Asia Wilson for the tip. Tap one by South Carolina. Take a look at today's Capital One starting lineups. Bianca Jackson is a true freshman who has really made a major impact. Alexis Jennings, the transfer from Kentucky, misses the first shot.
On the defensive end, you saw Buffalo starting out in a matchup zone defense. They'll switch that around. South Carolina, of course, in their man-to-man.
Wilson, tapped out by Jennings.
Well, we've already seen kind of the crux of what the ball game is on the first two possessions for South Carolina, okay? It is the defensive front court players, Hemphill and Ausler, challenging shots by Jennings and Wilson. That is the ball game, Adam, right there. If Buffalo can be successful, they've got a shot to upset South Carolina.
Catherine ups to Hemphill, blocked by Asia Wilson, the all-time leader in South Carolina history.
Hemphill's capable of making the free throw line jumper. She's going to have to look for that today instead of challenging the much bigger Wilson.
And Wilson breaks the scoring seal. Here's Hemphill. That's the idea.
You will see a lot of wing pick and roll with the rest of the team spread out when Buffalo has the basketball.
Jennings bullying her way against Summer Hemphill. The exciting Felicia Leggett-Jack, the head coach of the Bulls. She was wired earlier today.
For us, they'll be against us. We will not let them dictate who we are. We have waited a long time for this time. Guys, this team is ripe and ready to be beaten. Our story is strong enough to be told again. 59 or under, let's go get it!
I'm fired up.
Hard not to be, right? Passion, excitement. A quote that she said the other day to me stuck out. I take pride, we take pride in being passionate. And you're going to see that from Felicia Leggett-Jack all day. Stephanie Reed finds Hemphill. Stephanie Reed, the all-time Buffalo assist leader, sets it up.
Buffalo has to be pleased with the shots that they're getting. They finally got that one to drop, but on the previous possessions, all of them have been good looks.
Off-target pass thrown away by Donye Kleine. That one was out of bounds. Last touch by Buffalo, though. There is the former Syracuse Orange star, the Syracuse native. Had a rocky end to her tenure as the head coach of Indiana. The quote that stuck out, I was broken. Then Danny White, the now AD at UCF, hired Felicia Leggett-Jack as his first hire as athletic director. She said, this team, this program has fixed me. She has done wonders with this program. Too tall from Wilson.
That's two straight turnovers on the offensive end from South Carolina. And one of the things you'll see from this Buffalo zone is they are very in tune with personnel. And a couple possessions ago, Sierra Dillard totally left Donye Kleine. Totally left her. They know who the shooters are. They will follow them through on the baseline, and they will let the other players that they don't deem threats from beyond the arc be open. And we've seen some turnovers from South Carolina as a result.
Kleine picks up the foul, sending Buffalo's leading scorer, Sierra Dillard, to the free throw line.
Kara, that's an important point because turnovers have been a real issue for South Carolina at times this season. In particular, their last 6 games are averaging over 18 turnovers a game. It's been a problem throughout the course of the NCAA tournament as well. These first 2 are dead ball turnovers, but this is a Buffalo team that really thrives when they can get out and run.
Sierra Dillard is at the forefront of it. 36 points in the opening round upset of South Florida. That was the 3rd most in Buffalo history for a single game. Cassie Ausler hit the deck, hoping to draw the charge. There's Kleine. Knocks down a contested jump shot.
Yeah, I like that because they're playing you to be a driver, and you pull up and you get in an area of the floor where you're comfortable making a shot. So it's a nice play by Kleine.
Dillard saw the opening.
She is so deceptive.
Yeah.
She is a player who does not get rattled and is just looking to score.
Good defense by Ausler, denying that pass from Jennings. Stephanie Reed, one of a handful of Australians on this Buffalo team. Hemphill goes to challenge Wilson this time.
I love that kid. I mean, she just pops off the screen on film for how bouncy she is, her athleticism, and how she can change the game. Look at that, first to the loose ball. I talked about in the open, guys, that Buffalo has high major athletes. That's what they have. I mean, that's the difference. A lot of times you watch some teams play and there's this huge differential. With Buffalo, there isn't. And Hemphill is an impressive athlete on both ends of the floor. Just try not to take your eyes off her on the defensive end and in their matchup zone and how much she's moving and challenging.
High major athletes and high major attitude.
Yep.
This is a team that believes they belong here, that believes that they can beat the defending national champion. Reed said yesterday, they're national champions. We're just Buffalo. But you could tell it was said in a very sarcastic way, like, we are going to be ready to go tomorrow.
Easy to play with house money is basically what she told us. Dillard for three. Wilson, slick move, but could not finish. Buffalo ball, Buffalo lead through 5.5 in Albany.
Well, this team from Buffalo is made up of a real international group. They've got players from all over the world, starting out with 4 Australians. They have players from Nigeria. They have 2 players from Canada, and then a collection as far as Wichita, Kansas, all the way back to Buffalo, New York. They say this collection of unusual ladies have really found a home together. They feel like a true sisterhood. So many different personalities, different cultures. They have bonded together over the success of this team. And one thing, though, the Australians are not that happy about with how cold it is in Buffalo. They do not feel that there was full disclosure when they were being recruited.
I never told them it wasn't going to be bad weather, but I certainly knew that I did assure them that it doesn't snow in the gym.
My assistant coach told me it wasn't too cold. So I kind of came to Buffalo really unaware of all the snow.
And it was 100 degrees in Melbourne, and I got off the plane and it was 0 degrees in Buffalo. So that was a shock in itself, and I came in the worst winter they'd had in about 20 years. Which was great.
My assistant coach is Australian, and so if anybody didn't tell the full truth, I blame her. So it wasn't me. I didn't ever lie to those young ladies. So.
Well, guys, full disclosure, I did go up to Cherie Cordoba, who has recruited many of these Australian players, and say, so are you a liar? And she laughed. She said, no, I was uninformed. I had not myself spent an entire winter in Buffalo yet, so I just did not know enough to tell them.
Cherie Cordoba is an accomplice in the crime, apparently. An excellent guard at UNLV, was an assistant for Coach Leggett Jack at Hofstra and at Indiana. Ended up taking some time off to have her 2 kids, Jet and Cruz. And then when Felicia got the job at Buffalo, she called Cherie and said, I need loyalty. Cherie said, I've been out of the game for 6 years. I need loyalty. Come be my top assistant. And man, has that paid dividends for this program.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Oi, oi, oi.
I like that Holly talked about the team as being a collection of unusual ladies. That's like you, me, and Holly in an elevator,
Sierra Dillard drawing the contact will go to the free throw line. That's 2 fouls on Danye Kleine. And I'm out of commission for the next 10 seconds.
So is Adam waiting for us in the lobby?
Yes, he is. All right.
I'm my own individual awkward collection of one person,
of unusual ladies.
Sierra Dillard already off to a great start.
And you heard Nell Fortner talking about it in studio. Buffalo's ability to get to the free throw line in the first 2 rounds. This is a team getting there over 20 times a game. That will be important for them in this one as well. They've been able to get there 4 times already early in this one.
Yeah, we showed you the graphic on the screen. 91% from the free throw line in the tourney. That's better, more than 20% than their regular season average.
Yep.
30 free throws in the win against Florida State. Another missed layup.
How many layups have they missed?
That's a few now. Wilson's missed one. That was Brissett. A couple more on the interior from South Carolina.
Great job by Buffalo not allowing the second opportunities.
Foul called against Brissett, a freshman out of Durham, North Carolina.
She's trying to be very physical with Dillard, getting ready to come off those screens, and just a little bit too physical.
You got to chase Dillard around. traveling violation, though, here from Dillard.
That would have been a nice dime. I mean, when she gets in the lane, she stays patient. And there are few players in college basketball that when they start to attack, you can actually see their mind slowing down. And that's the case with Dillard. She gets into the lane and she doesn't hurry up, and she has the ability to see so many different things.
Summer Hemphill got in there. Loose ball to Asia Wilson, and Catherine Upps picks up the foul.
Interesting with the foul trouble declining that Dawn Staley goes with the bigger lineup. She was talking yesterday about her lack of depth at the guard spot. One of the reasons they've gone big here.
Coverage of the Division I Men's Basketball Championship Regional Finals and Elite Eight continues today on TBS and CBS. For more matchups and game times, go to ncaa.com. Asia Wilson with her first point since opening up the game. A player that gets to the free throw line at a very high frequency. Catherine Upps, well long on the three. Another South Carolina turnover. They had 19 in the first round win against North Carolina A&T. Settled it down to just 10 against Virginia. And Dawn Staley, an outstanding guard in her collegiate career, is not pleased. 7 turnovers in 8 minutes.
And only down 2 points.
Yeah, that being said, it's only a 2-point game. Dillard the step back. Loose ball to Reed. Dillard had the one-on-one matchup and just blew by Makia Herbert Harrigan. She's got 10 of the 14 for the Bulls. Good take on the interior. Asia Wilson.
Herbert Harrigan has been a vital player for this team off the bench. When she caught it with the ISO with Dillard, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
Like, it's a wrap. That's how good Dillard is one-on-one.
Mariah Suchan checks in for Summer Hemphill, who just picked up her second foul.
And that's a development. I mean, that's something that we talked about at the start of the game. You have to watch Hemphill, Ausler. Those players are so important against the size of South Carolina.
Dillard for 3. Another one from the outside. 13 for Sierra Dillard. There's the double on Wilson. Herbert Harrigan gets the roll. She got an ultimatum from Dawn Staley midway through the season. Play better or don't play. And she's been a very important key for South Carolina down the stretch. And she saves the ball to Wilson, who promptly throws it away to Dillard. For 3. Ausler could not squeeze it. Nice run out by Grissett.
What a pass and what a catch and finish by Grissett. Dawn Staley was frustrated with her a couple possessions ago for not having her head up when she's running the floor. She had her head up on that one. That was a great catch.
Heck of a throw by Bianca Jackson. Final seconds. Reed. Buffalo in front through one quarter in the Sweet 16. 13 points for Sierra Dillard to lead the way. Felicia Leggett-Jack on the other side with Holly Rowe.
Welcome back to Albany, here with Buffalo head coach Felicia Leggett-Jack. And coach, this is a new stage for your team. What have you noticed about their intensity and how they're handling it in that first quarter?
Defensively, we look great. Offensively, we're really tight. So I got to ask them to calm down offensively and take the shots, make the shots that we're normally making.
You spoke of the defense. You have been able to create turnovers. How do you capitalize better?
We can't keep number 22 down for good. We got to make everybody else better. We got to stop 22.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Felicia Leggett-Jack, from Boston College to Syracuse to Michigan State as an assistant before getting her first opportunity at Hofstra, then Indiana, and now is taken over at Buffalo, taking this team to its first ever Sweet 16. Double-digit seeds have only won 3 times in the Sweet 16. The last 11 seed to advance, you got to go all the way back to 2011 when Gonzaga advanced. Fantastic improvement since she took over. They made their first NCAA tournament 2 years ago when they were an 8 seed in the MAC. In fact, it was Stephanie Reed's buzzer beater against Central Michigan in the MAC championship game that got them to their first tournament. And 2 years later, here they are, a step away from the Elite 8. Three-second violation. Good defense there by South Carolina.
And really good defense by Grisette, not allowing a touch from Dillard, for Dillard.
South Carolina had 8 turnovers in the first quarter. That's 5 now on Buffalo. Foul goes against Mariah Suchan, the senior from Wichita. The westernmost native for this Buffalo squad. In fact, the only remaining player in the NCAA women's tournament from the state of Kansas. Wilson adjusts to the double team really well, and that's something Dawn Staley raved about yesterday.
Turned away from the pressure, turned away from the double team, made a quick, decisive move. If you make a quick, decisive move on the post, it doesn't matter that a double team is coming. It doesn't get there in time to affect you.
She's gotten to the point in her game where she can go over either shoulder equally well.
Dillard from deep. Run down by Grisette. She was last to touch.
And that last play was an excellent example of Asia Wilson's improvement. She came to South Carolina as a highly recruited, highly heralded player, but she's gotten better every year. And Dawn Staley said the area that she's improved the most is her ability to read defenses. She'd get the ball in the post and not know whether she should pass out of that double team or what to do. But she said, you know, I look down at the feet of the people defending me. That helps me get my space, know how to read the defense and be effective, as we see her do today.
And she's on the glass there, Holly. The projected #1 pick in the WNBA draft for a lot of reasons. And there she squares the board and draws a foul.
She's an absolute monster. And it was interesting, and I loved the mindset of the Buffalo kids yesterday when they were talking about, well, we've seen this player and, you know, in our conference, and we've seen this player. And in my head I'm thinking, you ain't seen nothing like this. You ain't seen nothing like it. You've not seen anything like what Asia Wilson brings to the table. And we're already seeing how dominant she can be on both ends of the floor, and that it's a problem for Buffalo with a couple post players in foul trouble.
And nothing against Tanara Moore at Central Michigan, an outstanding post player, but Asia Wilson is a step above just about everybody in the country. That's not just comparing high major, mid major. She arguably is the best player in college basketball. Autumn Jones hits a 3 off the bench. She and Courtney Wilkins, a junior from Australia, both in for Buffalo from the bench. Wilson. Loose to Ty Harris. Herbert Harrigan again from that same foul line area. Asia's parents are in the house today. traveling violation. Reed picked up that pivot foot.
It's a little traction for South Carolina on the defensive end as we take another look at Asia Wilson's parents. And they seem to have a little bit more of a rhythm now for what Buffalo's doing. And sometimes there's that feeling out process in the first quarter of a game. Remember, this isn't a team that that each other have played during the regular season. It takes a little bit to get a feel for what they're trying to do.
And offensively, the big lineup has done some nice things. Asia Wilson out of the game now, but still 3 bigs in there. It was very effective, the big lineup was for South Carolina in the SEC tournament as well.
Nice take by Jennings. A trip to the Frozen Four in St. Paul is on the line today. Notre Dame and Providence at 6 Eastern on ESPNU and the ESPN app. You can visit NCAA.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships. Foul on the floor goes against South Carolina's Bianca Jackson, a freshman who has made 24 starts this year because of injuries. Bianca Cuevas-Moore tore her ACL, and Lindsey Spann had knee surgery in February. Autumn Jones, on the other hand, getting it done from the outside.
Autumn Jones was scoreless in the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament, but she comes in and brings a lot of energy. She was full of energy at practice yesterday.
She missed all 5 of her 3-point attempts in the first 2 rounds. Foul on the floor called. This will go against Autumn Jones. And Asia Wilson is back at the scorer's table. Already 10 points for Wilson. The double-double machine this year. Traveling violation. Only Tierra McCowan had more double-doubles among SEC players. Tierra McCowan put on a heck of a show last night. 11 for 11 in the victory over North Carolina State. Kara Lawson, I know you like that hesitation from Sierra Dillard.
They can't stop it. One-on-one, they can't stop it. I mean, she has so many things that she can go to on the perimeter, and she's already established throughout this entire season that she can knock down the 3-point shot, so you have to honor that.
Tough take by Grissett.
There's certain players when you watch, they just make you laugh because they do things that are unexpected that you don't think that they can do, and she's one of them. Whether you're watching her on film or now live, she just makes you chuckle, like, did she really do that kind of a thing?
She knew that shot was short, and she was the first one to hustle for the offensive rebound. Finds Wilkins. The sophomore point guard, Ty Harris, helped lead this team to a national title as a freshman. A great move by Jennings. And a foul called on the floor. It'll go against Ups. We'll step aside. The defending champs up 1. One-point game. The defending national champions on top of the Cinderella 11-seed Buffalo halfway through the second. Adam Amin, Kara Lawson, Rebecca Lobo, Holly Rowe in Albany. The defending champs here. We have the dynasty here. We've got Duke here and Buffalo. A solid mix for this Albany region. The winners today move on to the Elite Eight.
The best offense for South Carolina in this half has been taking a shot, because then the ball goes up on the rim and Alexis Jennings can get an offensive rebound, or Asia Wilson can get an offensive rebound.
And Courtney Wilkins took a shot. Thought I saw a little bit of blood there on that hand and maybe on the towel. Right there, the forearm on the way down from Alexis Jennings. An incidental contact there. Jackson misses the 3. What a rebound by Jennings. And Grissett finds Jennings, rewarding the transfer from Kentucky.
Such a different second quarter from the first. South Carolina turned the ball over in the first quarter, didn't get offensive rebounds. This quarter, they're doing both of those things, taking care of the basketball and getting to the offensive glass.
Dillard is going to go to the free throw line.
No, the one thing they're not doing is stopping this young woman right here.
Dillard to the foul line, and the UConn Huskies into the building. Led by the seniors, Kia Nurse and Gabby Williams. (16 of the 26 Buffalo points belong to Sierra Dillard. She's doing a lot of heavy lifting in this first half for the Bulls. Another traveling violation on Asia Wilson. I don't think we've seen a smile from Dawn Staley yet.
Those don't usually come till at the end of the game.
Fair point. Tough shot by Ausler. Look at Ty Harris running the break, finding Grissett.
A few times now we've seen Grissett really run the floor well, in particular for a big player. Her motor is going, and Harris has her head up. Ooh, there's not any contact at all there.
Well, Stephanie Reed got tagged with the foul. Lane violation here. Grissett missed the first one, but had a second opportunity, and it gives South Carolina its largest lead. Cassie Ausler. Here come the Gamecocks. Good find by Grissett to Jennings. Not an easy pass.
How good has Grissett been? Defensively, face guarding Dillard, trying to do her best to make it difficult for her, and then offensively contributing, not just scoring, but passing as well.
Beautiful post-to-post pass.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming, and you're right. 10 field goals in the paint.
For the record, Grissett is playing a 3 right now.
She's still a post, I should say.
Well, that was guard to post pass there.
Thank you.
Harris finding Jennings. Ups is down on the deck. Let's see who the call goes against. It'll be South Carolina ball. Was that a smile? Did maybe we see one there? Just momentarily from Dawn Staley?
Smirk?
Smirk.
Yeah, I think that's the elated face.
It's been snarl or smirk so far. The Gamecocks starting to extend an 11-1 run to go up by 9. Another traveling violation. Grissett was in space. More Sweet 16 action coming up. You'll see the UConn Huskies square off with the Duke Blue Devils here from Albany. And I'm really excited to watch tonight when the crew is in Spokane, Washington. Notre Dame and Texas A&M, a rematch of that epic 2011 championship game. And then Oregon, a darling this year, taking on another Cinderella from the MAC, Central Michigan, and head coach Sue Guevara. Ausler with her first points to cut the lead to 7. Harris, no. Gamecock ball.
So the issue for Buffalo in this second quarter and really this first half has been their offense. What Felicia Leggett-Jack talked about to Holly Rowe at the end of the quarter. 32% from the field. Some of that credit goes to South Carolina defensively.
Harris knocks down a three. Her first points. First double-digit lead. South Carolina foul against Victoria Patrick. Rebecca, you talked about it. This is a South Carolina team that has gone through a couple of iterations of lineups, partly because Asia Wilson's missed some time. She was questionable for the SEC tournament after dealing with some vertigo, so she was coming off the bench. So different players have had to step in at various points in various positions to keep this lineup afloat. Right idea, but another turnover by Buffalo.
Usually your problem when you go with a big lineup is defending and how that third big is going to handle playing perimeter defense. And Brissett has been outstanding, as you've mentioned, Kara, as the wing player, defensively in particular on Dillard.
And the big lineup is dominating. A 13 rebound advantage and back to a 10 or 12 point advantage. Alexis Jennings getting it done. The points in the paint starting to rack up for the Gamecocks. Ausler too strong. Reed's got to get out of the lane. Found Dillard. And now Sierra's gone a little cold. Out of bounds, thrown away.
Not a smirk, not a smile.
Definitely not the elated face.
No.
You know, South Carolina, I mean, you get through that first quarter, and they were down 1 point, I believe, at the break. And they had the 8 turnovers. They had 5 missed layups. Now that they've got their inside game going, that's their strength.
Yeah.
That's their huge advantage against this team, is that they can go with Jennings, Wilson, Herbert Harrigan off the bench.
Reed will fire and knock it down.
That's a big shot.
Single-digit game. Harris beats the buzzer. South Carolina trailed by 1 at halftime. They have a 9, or after 1 quarter, beg your pardon. They have a 9-point advantage at the halftime break. Asia Wilson, 10 points, 8 rebounds, and with Holly Rowe.
Well, Asia, they call the Buffalo team Cinderella, but what are you learning about them as this first half went on? How do you assess what kind of a difficult opponent they are?
They're a high-energy team. Every shot's a good shot to them, so it's kind of hard to defend them because you never know when the shot's about to go up. But I think we're matching their energy pretty well. We're getting rebounds. They're very physical, and we're taking a hit. So we just got to come out with a lot more energy and just have fun. We're just blessed to be here.
And cleaning up the turnovers, what do you have to do different with that?
Yeah, we just got to be aware. I don't think we're doing a very good job of reading the defense, so we just got to be aware of where the defense is and just understand that calm down, that we got it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
South Carolina outscored Buffalo by 10 in the second. They lead by 9 at half. It's time for the Northwestern Mutual halftime report. Here's Maria Taylor. Welcome back to the NCAA Women's Championship presented by Capital One. Halftime in Albany at the Times Union Center. A big second quarter for the defending national champion Gamecocks has them out in front by 9. Time now to take a look at the Google Cloud highlights from that first half. How did the Gamecocks take over?
Well, how good was South Carolina in the paint? We knew coming into the game that would be their advantage. You heard Coach Annell talking about it at the half, especially when they went to that big lineup. They were able to get the ball inside to one of their 3 bigs, got all over the offensive glass, 26 points in the paint in the first half for South Carolina.
Well, I think you look at South Carolina also defensively and what they were able to do to hold Buffalo to 32% shooting. It is important for Felicia Leggett-Jack's team to establish some rhythm on the offensive end, some confidence that they're going to come back in this one.
What do you want to see defensively from this team, from Buffalo, to try to get a little bit of a sense of what's happening on the interior?
It's a challenge. I mean, we talked about what a monster Asia Wilson is. I mean, you can box her out, but she still has the athletic ability to be able to get an offensive rebound and finish. So they need to score more on the offensive end, okay? They can't expect to score 62 points and win this game. And so I think they got to continue to hold fast on the defensive end at it, but they have to score.
Jump ball, it'll go the other way. It'll be Bulls ball. Moments ago, Holly Rowe was with Sierra Dillard.
Coming out of the locker room, what were the instructions you got from your coach of things you've got to focus on better in the second half?
Just boxing out, playing Buffalo basketball. I don't think we played Buffalo basketball in the first half. We're only down by 9. So just continue to play Buffalo basketball and play through our identity and to focus on winning.
You were hot for a stretch. What do you have to do to stay on that rhythm with your shot?
Just continue the flow of the offense. My teammates do an amazing job of, finding the right players at the right time and just continuing the flow of offense and just, getting my shots where they fall and, just continuing to run out and transition and everything.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Holly. Asia Wilson with 12 points, and it's an 11-point Gamecock lead. Nice up and under move by Ausler.
South Carolina's done a really good job offensively of finding that flasher, going on the weak side of the defense on the post. And last possession, engaging the top of the zone, but with a screen, and then finding that player on the weak side.
Jackson's open. Another rebound for Wilson, and a 5th turnover by Wilson.
It's funny, Adam, sometimes when you watch youth basketball, there's a game where refs are looking for every single travel, and that seems to be the case here this afternoon. Every time there's a shuffle of the feet. How many travels have we seen called against South Carolina? 4?
Feels like at least 4.
Is that youth basketball game still going on?
Yeah. Well, I was going to say 12:40 in the afternoon on a Saturday. I think there's a few youth basketball games going on right now.
Oh, every travel. The other thing that sometimes, playing over the years, a player might have a specific, they're traveling, but they might have a specific way that they shuffle their feet. And once a ref hooks onto that and it's a habit, they do that every time. They'll call the travel every time until you change it.
Did you have any type of tick or anything, or any type of movement that refs could latch onto?
My feet did not move fast enough
I see.
for the travel to be called.
Sierra Dillard splits the pair at the line. Wilson had that space to take it in, and Ausler commits the foul.
Ausler's feet were in the right spot, and she just decided at the very end that, all right, I'm going to foul. Because right here, she's got it, and then arm comes down.
Yeah.
I thought a big part of this game was, would Cassie Ausler be able to stay on the floor? She has 117 fouls coming into this game this season, had been fouled out of 10 games. Now, that's a lot. Only one player for UConn has fouled out of a game this season, just to give you a comparison. So we talked to her about how she would stay on the floor. She said, I'm going to be really careful because I want to be on the floor and play in this game. She said, my key will be straight up. So I think it is quite significant that she's only picked up her 2nd foul all the way into the 3rd quarter. They need her on the court, so good job by her.
Holly, we took notice of that a couple times where her arms were. She told us that sometimes her wrists would break the vertical plane, so just a slight movement of her hands and wrist forward would be enough for a foul to be called. She stayed straight up a majority of this game.
I like that she said 2 of them a game when she fouled out weren't good calls. In the 10 times that she had a DQ, two of them per game weren't good.
Stephanie Reed picks up the foul here.
Kara, I don't think I've ever seen a player in their box, in the line for their season box, who have been DQ'd 10 times, who fouled out 10 times.
Essentially a third of the game.
That's an extraordinarily high amount.
How many foul outs you had on that box score, buddy?
Not that many.
Not that many? The NIT heading back to New York for its semifinals. How about the toppers and the Utes? Western Kentucky and the Utah Utes. Tuesday at 7 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. You can visit NCAA.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships. Good, strong take by Stephanie Reed.
That sure was. Let's see if that helps get Reed going on the offensive end. She's had quite a few turnovers in this game and hasn't seemed like her aggressive self.
4 turnovers for Buffalo's point guard. Good help by Ausler. But Jennings is there. She wanted a foul. It'll be 9 on the shot clock.
We talked about the defensive presence of both Ausler and Hemphill. They both get into the act. Ausler first and then Hemphill second. Nice defense.
No wonder when Dawnstead will go back to the big lineup. It made such a difference for her on both ends in that first half.
Jennings through the double. Ausler fighting for it. Still loose. And a timeout for South Carolina. Bianca Jackson at the bottom of the pile.
Dillard was screaming for a timeout when the ball was first and...
Timeout. We'll step aside. Stephanie Reed, the Melbourne, Australia native, has some folks checking in from a lot of time zones away.
Hi, I'm Steph's mum.
Hi, I'm Steph's dad.
We're watching all the way from Australia thanks to ESPN Live.
It's a little bit early in the morning, but thank you very much to ESPN. It's 2:30 in the morning here, back here in Australia.
But go Buffalo, go Bulls, go girls.
Go Bulls!
Hi, it's the Upses here, Lisa and Catherine's parent. We're very excited to be watching the girls' game today live on ESPN, even if it is 2:30 in the morning. Go Bulls! Go Bulls!
Duncan and Michelle Reed and Peter and Tracy Ups.
That was awesome.
How cool was that?
You know, and I love that Stephanie Reed is a football touch player. She said that she has learned how to be a good point guard because when she was growing up playing sports since she was a young kid, 13 sports sessions per week between football and basketball. She said, my coaches would tell me the passing lanes and the seams to find in that touch football, and that has helped me see things better on the court. And I also like her toughness. We saw that loose ball scramble a minute ago. It was her on the floor with her hand in there just like she does in football.
With her leadership, her attitude, her aggressiveness, Stephanie Reed could excel in almost any sport.
I think her younger sister might feel like she's the better rugby player. Her younger sister, Emily, won an Australian national championship in rugby. I don't know if this actually got to Stephanie because a day later, it was 2 years ago when Emily won that title. A day after that is when Stephanie Reed hit the game winner against Central Michigan to send them to their first ever NCAA tournament. Knocked out shot at the buzzer. Knocked away by Dillard into the hands of Reed. Off to Ausler.
Found the seam pretty well there, didn't she?
Back to a single-digit game. Using the screens very well. They're doubling on Dillard out high now. Hemphill to Ausler. Good adjustment. With good vision, finding Kleine.
That's worked really well. The high ball screen on the one wing, even though it's against the zone, and then the player on the low block creeping in for the pass.
Biggest key to defeating a zone in your opinion, Phil?
Well, I think it starts where you have players in the paint that can do work, and that's how they were able to defeat it in the first half. You look at Ty Harris, the no-look pass, and guards that can pinpoint those areas. That's really important as well. South Carolina's starting to stretch this thing up. This leads up to 11.
Columbus, Ohio will be the site. The winners of the 4 regionals this weekend will meet. Sweet 16 got going yesterday. Oregon State representing for the Pac-12. UCLA and Oregon State both moving on to the Elite 8. Oregon in action in the Sweet 16 later today. And the top seeds in Kansas City and Lexington moving on as well. Off the inbound, Buffalo back within single digits. Sierra Hemphill's first points of the second half. No foul. Jackson was looking for it. Good defense by Catherine Upps.
Yeah, it was. I like the no call there.
Huskies await. We'll get set to take on Duke in our second game from the Albany region. Dillard.
One thing South Carolina's done really well on the defensive end is defend without fouling. This is a Buffalo team in the first 2 rounds. The average getting to the free throw line 25 times. They've only been there 8 so far today.
Cross court to Harris. Out of bounds to Buffalo.
South Carolina gave Asia Wilson an extended rest. And so now with Ausler out of the game for Buffalo, it's going to be up to Suchan and Hemphill to continue to be strong on the defensive front. Look at that block.
Asia Wilson denying Reed. Nobody's had more blocks in South Carolina history. She has set, I really should say she's broken her own single season record. She had 103 last year. She's already surpassed that this season with her 3 blocks today.
Well, guys, in the last time out, Felicia Leggett-Jack was really on her team, very passionate, begging them to have more of a presence. She said, we will take this if you guys will play with more passion and intensity. And where that's showing up is that inside presence, the blocks from South Carolina, but more importantly, the rebounds. They are currently out-rebounding Buffalo 29-11, guys. That is not good enough. That does not show passion and intensity for the Bulls.
Hemphill's off target. 1 and done at this end, Holly. South Carolina has won the rebounding battle in all but 7 games this year. They're 2 and 5 in those 7 games. When they hit the glass, they win. Reed stays here.
Hey, that's a dominant performance on the glass.
Yep.
And it's been the difference in the game. There's only a couple ways that you can add to your possessions. One is by forcing turnovers, and the other is by getting offensive rebounds. And we know South Carolina's turnover woes, but look at the rebounds. I mean, that's almost plus 20. That's the difference in the game. That's the reason for this 11-point advantage for the Gamecocks.
34 points in the paint as well. A lot of layups inside. Upps denied again with that size for South Carolina. Little no look from Harris. Suchan. There's another rebound. Herbert Harrigan here. We saw how size played such a big factor last night in Mississippi State's victory. Tierra McCowan was just too big. On the other hand, Oregon State, with their shooting, was able to counteract Baylor's size on the interior.
Well, and Oregon State has size too with Gulich.
That's true.
And she was phenomenal. She was the best player on the court last night.
Kim Mulkey had some great words in the post-game press conference as Suchan beats everybody down the floor. He was very high in her praise of what Marie Gulich did. Kat Tudor with some big shots. That was a fun game and an upset for Oregon State. Dillard with the interception. And then the football pass ahead, finding Reed. Bulls still hanging around. 22 points off turnovers. Herbert Harrigan. In and out. Brissett the offensive rebound. Final seconds. Dillard sees the clock. No foul. Is there a foul? There is. Infinity Robinson raised her arm, and Felicia Leggett-Jack is pumped up. Buffalo may get 3 free throws to close the quarter. You can check the clock here to determine if the foul took place before time ran out. Infinity Robinson is the far side official. Now her arm goes up after the clock hits 0.
Yeah, you see James Harden do that a lot in the NBA.
Yep.
Where Asia Wilson's hand was down. See that arm? And she goes up, into her.
And that's the issue. It's going to be the arm, if indeed it's determined that it happened before the clock.
Now, if the contact took place and a foul was ruled before the clock hit 0s, that'll be 3 free throws to close the quarter, and they would be huge free throws. Maybe we can tell with some of the audio, too. The whistle seems to occur after the buzzer sound.
But the foul,
but the foul before, so it doesn't matter whether.
If Infinity Robinson and the officials ascertain that the foul occurred, regardless of the whistle or the buzzer, if they ascertain that the foul took place before 0's on the clock, that'll be 3 free throws. Michael McConnell, Thomas Danaher, and Infinity Robinson are officiating crew. Fans are reacting
to Dawn Staley's reaction, I think.
Now Dawn is talking with Infinity, who was the one who made the call. Thomas Danaher is going to come over and check with us. So what Thomas Danaher just told us, the foul occurred before 000s. The foul occurred with 0.3 seconds to go in the quarter. Therefore, 3 free throws, 0.3 on the clock. Dawn Staley's reaction says a lot about her feelings.
And if all 3 go in, South Carolina can only have a tip-in. Because at 0.3, you can't be a catch and shoot. It has to be a tip-in going the other way.
Dillard misses the first. She is the only Bull in this game to have reached the free throw line. It does go down as the second foul on Asia Wilson. Two of 3. Couple of big points for Buffalo to cut the deficit to 7. Dawn Staley displeased at the end of that third quarter. She'll be with Holly Rowe on the other side when we start quarter number 4 in Albany.
Well, Coach, their best player, Sierra Dillard, had 16 points in the first half. What changes did you make defensively? Because she doesn't have a field goal in the second half.
Well, we're applying a little bit more pressure by doubling her, trapping her off the ball screen, and just try to limit the amount of, shots that she can get up, clean shots. I mean, she's a really good player that can score the basketball, so we got to do something a little bit different in the second half.
Buffalo pulling closer right now. What is it that you want your team to be more aware of?
Make layups. We make layups. It's not a basketball game, but it is what it is. We got to play this thing out for the last 10 minutes.
Thank you, Dawn.
Thanks, Holly.
I'm sure Dawn has counted every one. But South Carolina has 10 missed layups on the game.
20 points that you've left on the board.
They've rebounded many of them.
That's true. So a lot of those misses. Offensive glass and the glass in general has very much been in favor of South Carolina. Gamecocks have led by as many as 13 in this game. It's a 7-point game to start the 4th. What a pass by Dillard to Jones.
You see the English on that? That backed it up to stop so that she could run into it.
Spinning almost back towards her right palm, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I mean, that was
slick.
That was high level right
That was
there.
a little Massey action on that.
Wow.
Twice we've seen it.
Yeah, full length, or long lengths to cover. About 3/4 court and a half-court one. They can make this a single possession game here with a bucket.
I mean, the ball almost stopped.
Yeah.
I mean, it hit the ground and then it stopped. It popped straight up instead of hitting the ground and going into the or off the court.
I mean,
right?
she threw it like a baseball, like a right-handed pitcher throws a slider. Like the spin comes back towards your fingertips and your palm, and it just stopped dead, bounced straight back up. That was pretty.
So that's why they're hard to hit.
Yeah. What a strip by Hemphill. Met Herbert Harrigan at the summit, and Jackson does a great job of killing the break. Little in and out from Reed, blocked by Herbert Harrigan. Great recovery. Stolen by Hemphill. Herbert Harrigan again. Back-to-back possessions with a block for the sophomore. And Ty Harris to Jennings, and a foul. Big sequence right there.
Did you guys see on the other end, as the play was happening, Herbert Harrigan put her hand out to like tell her teammate, I got this. And then she gets, watch Herbert Harrigan. So it happens. Now, you see Herbert Harrigan running down the middle. She's pointing, I got this. And then goes up and gets the spot. Like, don't you waste a foul here, young girl. I got it.
Buffalo had seized momentum of the game. When you look at Dillard getting that foul right before the end of the third quarter, and then the way they've been so active and energetic here to start the fourth quarter. Those 2 blocks, not just the one we showed, those 2 blocks by Herbert Harrigan stopped Buffalo's run in its tracks.
Dillard with that little ball fake made Rebecca smile. And a little shot put action to cut the lead to 5. How fun has this game been? This has been really, really entertaining to watch.
I would not want to play Dillard in a game of one-on-one.
Ausler stayed straight up there. Well, right back to Wilson. Trying to slip between the defenders. Saved by Dillard, recovered by the Gamecocks. Harris knocks it off the rim. Wilson draws the foul. It goes to the line. Big momentum shifting sequences early in the fourth quarter.
This has been South Carolina's one of their best attributes in this game, the ability to knock down, or I should say the ability to offensive rebound and get second chance opportunities. Asia Wilson has a double-double now with that offensive rebound. But that's the issue. I mean, and I think if you're Buffalo, you have to find a way to limit South Carolina to one shot. When they can limit them to one shot, it does a couple things. You see Hemphill getting emotional as she's fouled out. They can run now. They can run and they can play in transition. And we saw at the start of this quarter, when they run and play in transition, it's a lot easier for them to get quality looks.
Well, guys, as we saw Hemphill go to the bench there, her head down, her head hanging, people on the bench consoling her. Felicia Jones just said to her, no, rise above it, rise above it. She does not want anyone hanging their head right now. Her passion continues to inspire this team.
Summer Hemphill held her own for a good chunk of this game, too. Foul goes against Buffalo. Oh, what an emotional moment. Summer Hemphill playing for her hometown university. She's a Buffalo native out of Cardinal O'Hara High School. You can understand why this means so much to her. Her first NCAA tournament. Another big possession here. Wilson, too strong. Tipped alive to Jackson by Jennings. And then an offensive foul called on Jackson. Little extension.
I think initially, yeah. She extended, hit her, and then brought it back in.
4 fouls now on Jackson. 8-point game. Dillard spinning on Kleine inside. Dropping jaws. What a play by Dillard. 23 points. What an NCAA tournament she's had. Jennings answers right back. Her first field goal of the second half. Boxing on ESPN tonight, then SportsCenter. John Anderson and Linda Cohn. They'll have the breakdown of Pelicans and Rockets and the MVP matchup between the brow and the beard. Finished by Suchan at the rim. Shohei Ohtani makes the Angels' decision easier today, and then the top moments from Loyola and my girl sister Jean getting it done for Chicago. SportsCenter at 11 on ESPN and the ESPN app. 6-point game, less than 6 to go. Wilson gets the assist this time. Jennings finishes again, having one of her best games of the season.
Last 2 times on the floor, Asia Wilson has done a great job foregoing her shot from the high post area, passing inside to Jennings.
Dillard putting the moves on Kleine. Wilson snatches the rebound in traffic and then knocked Dillard down.
Earlier, Adam, you said that Dillard was jaw-dropping, literally so here. Going out a little bit of acting on that, but Asia Wilson with the extended elbow.
Suchan rejected by Wilson.
She's such a force on the interior. I mean, it's remarkable. She can rebound out of her area. That's what she did before she committed the offensive foul. Suchan had better position to rebound, and Asia Wilson just went to get it.
Dillard pops it. Good position by Wilson to get that rebound. And it's Kleine at the other end.
You wonder if that's because Stephanie Reed is out of the game, their normal point guard. As a point guard, you always have get-back responsibilities. And sometimes when you have someone else, Stephanie Reed obviously coming into the game now, because that's your first thought as a point guard, is to get back in transition. And sometimes when you don't have your traditional point guard on the floor, they don't.
She's coming in. A foul called against Buffalo. Less than 5 to go.
Let's take a look at today's Capital One rewarding performance. So how about the play of Sierra Dillard for the Buffalo Bulls? Dropping dimes here in the second half. Some brilliant transition passes to set her teammates up, but she can score the ball as well, B.
This is a player throughout the course of the tournament who has consistently put points on the board for the Bulls. You know, she's really good off the dribble. Can just make you smile and laugh when you watch her play. Also effective from the three-point line. Just been fun to watch here this afternoon.
Well, that basketball looks right at home in her hands, and that's because she says, I was dribbling in the womb. She has been around basketball her whole life. Her mom was shuttling brothers and sisters to games when she was pregnant with Sierra, so she said, I belong on a basketball court. She's had a ball in her hand since she could walk, before she could talk, and she is right at home out here putting on a big show 4 hours from Buffalo.
Dillard family is in-house today. A Rochester, New York native, a transfer from UMass. Local Rochester paper, the Democrat and Chronicle, actually featured letters from former coaches, teammates, and Sierra's rivals in high school, all of them talking about how proud they were to watch Sierra do work in this NCAA tournament. Her team is down 10. And Cassie Ausler with an unforced error. Here's Wilson. What a wraparound move. Couldn't finish at the rim. Ausler commits the foul.
Well, Felicia Leggett-Jack is in 4 Hall of Fames. You see those handles? She actually is one of the all-time leading scorers for Syracuse women's basketball. Points, rebounds. One of her former classmates from Syracuse reached out to me. Mike Tirico wanted to let me know that they love her so much. He and his wife were actually inviting the whole team over to dinner at their house in Ann Arbor when they played Eastern Michigan. And Coach Jack said, you know what? I was a team captain with Mike Tirico's wife. We go way back in the day. I hope he's not telling too many stories.
Well, Debbie Tirico was a heck of a ball player at Syracuse. What a rebound here by Reed. Dillard knocks it down, hitting the deck. That keeps Buffalo afloat in this game, down by 9. And what a game it's been here in Albany. Adam Amin, Carol Lawson, Rebecca Lobo. You heard from Holly Rowe. And what more can you say about this Buffalo team? I know South Carolina is in position to win this game, and rightfully so, they should be talked about. But this is a Buffalo team that's earned the respect, not only of us, not only of South Carolina, but I think of a lot of people around this country, and rightfully so.
What changed for this Buffalo team was Sierra Dillard becoming eligible. This was a good team. This was a solid team in the MAC. You see from the performance tonight, her ability to score the ball, that changes everything.
And defensively, they're going to have to figure out some way to limit what happens inside for South Carolina these last 350 and also secure defensive boards, because South Carolina, once again, we saw it on that last possession, really all over the offensive glass.
And do that, Rebecca, with Summer Hemphill on the bench.
Yes.
Securing the defensive boards with perhaps your best athlete on the bench.
Ty Harris has to be great for this team to keep advancing, and she's had some great moments in this game. Duke and UConn coming up next.
There's so many things to be impressed with about South Carolina as we see Dillard hit again. I mean, it's unbelievable. I think the thing I'm most impressed with today has been their responses. Their responses to runs by Buffalo, their responses to made shots. They've kept calm, and they've gone about executing. That's been impressive.
Two timeouts left for Buffalo here. 3 timeouts remain for South Carolina. Still 3:19 on the clock. There's the American Conference Player of the Year, Katie Lou Samuelson, the leading scorer for the UConn Huskies, who have gotten contributions from the entire lineup over the course of the first 2 tournament games. They'll take on Duke in moments.
Carol was talking about how South Carolina has responded so well today. We were talking to them about this yesterday, how different it's been this year as defending national champions, and how every game this season they've gotten team's best shot, and how there's something to prove that we are worthy of being the defending national champions. And that response has been there today, Carol.
Ooh, Wilson cleared out some space there with that elbow. Autumn Jones draws the offensive foul. That's 4 on Asia Wilson.
When you're a post player, little guards can be pests. And AJ right there is being a pest. And Wilson just has to be smarter than that when you're out there. It's a bit of a silly foul.
Like me trying to take your food last night, like I was anything else.
I look just like that.
I got the bruise on my rib here to prove it. Wilkins not afraid to shoot it. The hustle by Jones. South Carolina ball. We asked Dawn Staley, we asked the players, is it as hard as they say it is to be a defending national champion? And Dawn Staley looked at me and said, yup, for the same reasons you guys talked about. Everybody wants to take down the national champions. Asia Wilson said, I got more trash talk this year than at any point if we were losing a game, because somebody was looking at me after the game and saying, down go the defending champs.
And Adam, consider that they had to do this and defend that national championship with 2 players that they were expecting to have back, but declared early for the WNBA draft. I can't ever remember a team losing 2 players early. And Alicia Gray and Kayla Davis going to the Dallas Wings. They've been great players in the league, but they should be on this team this year. And imagine how fearsome that South Carolina would be if they had those pros. They would have 3 pros on this team right now. So they had to absorb that unexpected hit, and they've done it very nicely.
Those are 3 of their top 4 scorers from a year ago, along with Asia Wilson. Harris with a couple of free throws. 10-point game and a Buffalo turnover. Wilson, just that little bit of hesitation, and Ausler moved right past her.
She's so good when she gets the basketball, finding a way to the rim. At that time, it was only one defender. She went by, but so smooth off the dribble.
Non-shooting foul here.
2 shots, everybody. 1 shot.
Ty Harris picks up the foul. That'll send Reed to the free throw line.
Yeah, we talked about last year's South Carolina team versus this year's South Carolina team, and one of the areas of great growth has been the point guard Ty Harris, from her freshman to her sophomore campaign. More calm, more under control, more mature. Even talking to us in our meetings, you know, she steps up and answers questions, whereas last year she was more of the quiet one, understanding that there's younger players than her on this team now, and by position she needs to continue to lead.
Asia Wilson at the other end, be in the paint again.
How big has South Carolina been? How big have their posts been? 25 of 29 made field goals for 50 points have come in the paint.
Kleine on the run out. The Cinderella story might be coming to a close. And Wilson's there with another rebound. Part of her double-double performance, 20 points and 13 boards. The Buffalo seniors, who have helped build this program into what it is today, a program that has earned an incredible amount of respect over these last 2 weekends. The seniors are going to likely see their careers come to a close in impressive fashion in the second weekend of the NCAA tournament. comes out. Rita Sr. College basketball fell in love with the Buffalo Bulls these last 2 weekends. An incredible run. They gave the defending national champions a lot to handle. South Carolina looked like a defending champion when their backs were up against the wall. The Gamecocks are moving on to the Elite Eight. Dawn Staley, Asia Wilson, another opportunity to continue what's been a magical run.
What an accomplishment for South Carolina. You talked about what they lost from a season ago and the weight they had to bear being the defending national champions. Back in the Elite Eight, back with an opportunity to get to another Final Four. The final. Asia Wilson, 20 points, 13 rebounds. Excellent on the defensive end. Her head coach, Dawn Staley, is with Holly Rowe.
Well, Coach, that was not easy. That was a feisty Buffalo squad. But what really stood out to me was Alexis Jennings as an X factor. 20 points from her, really stepping up in a big moment.
Well, we knew where our strength was as a post. You know, whether it's Asia, whether it's Alexis, whether it's Kiki, they have to perform big for us to be effective.
There was a moment late in this game when they had pulled within 6 points, and your senior team captain, Asia Wilson, was like, come on. What does that mean to you to see her leadership like that out there?
And that's what she's been doing all year long. Obviously, she didn't have the best game of her career, and we still win. So it goes to show that this unlikely group is back in the Elite Eight. You know, something that probably no one around the country, considering who we lost to the WNBA draft, would thought we would be here. But we're a resilient group. If I'm anybody, I'm rocking with our Gamecocks.
We never doubt you, Coach, ever. Thank you.
Thank you, Holly.
Dawn Staley's crew on to the Elite Eight. They await the winner of UConn and Duke coming up in about a half hour here from Albany. Kara, Rebecca, Holly, and I will see you in a bit. You get to see Maria right now.